Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
Hey everyone, Lucimus Prime here, so it's time for the next episode of my series of Old is Better Than New. And in today's video, I thought I'd this time cover a video game franchise. Well, it's a franchise which is based on another franchise, which is actually based on, of course, toys by the company Hasbro, involving, of course, beings which are robots in disguise. And I want to set the record straight and say that I'm talking specifically about a certain era of this franchise and its gaming history, because I think it's much better than today's games for that franchise, in my opinion, absolutely. And this franchise, where I personally think its games are much better in a certain time period than today, is none other than Transformers games. So for those of you who do not know, I am a massive fan of Transformers ever since I was a kid. And as well as watching the movies and the TV shows, I've also played Transformers games. And I will say that, in my opinion, the best era for games for Transformers, where I'd say at their peak, is from 2007 to 2012, in my opinion. And I'm aware there's older games from 2007 for Transformers, but I've not played them, but I've not really heard much about them, which is good news either, so yeah, exactly. And I've not played them, so I can't comment on those. But when it comes to this era then, so first of all, 3 of the games in particular are actually based on films of a franchise, and that's actually the first 3 films by Michael Bay, of course, the Bayformers trilogy. So, the first game, of course, was Transformers the game, which I have lots of fond memories of playing when I was a kid. Definitely a great game, in my opinion. And I like how it's the only one out of the entire Transformers franchise I play, which is open world as well, because there's lots of maps you can explore, which is actually pretty cool, I must say. And is definitely brilliant, in my opinion. Then also there's a sequel, which, of course, is based on Revenge of the Fallen. And I don't think it's a lot of fun. It's different to the first game, in my opinion, but it's still, in my opinion, lots of fun. And also as well, of course, the end of the trilogy, which is Darker Moon. And also, despite being called Darker Moon, it's actually a prequel to a movie, despite, being called Darker Moon and showing, of course, Battle Chicago on the cover. It's actually a prequel to a movie. But I personally think the prequel story was really good, in my opinion. I really enjoyed the prequel. And what I think is also great about these 3 games, in my opinion, as well, is, to me, they are better than movies. Because, for one thing, they actually focus on the main characters being Transformers themselves rather than the humans. And what I'll say is, the games also, in my opinion, make the main human protagonist a lot more likeable than he is in the movies. And that, of course, being Sam Witwicky. Because Shia LaBeouf reprised his role as Sam in the first 2 games. And in my opinion, that's where he gives his best performance as Sam. Because Sam is a likeable character who I actually enjoyed listening to in the games. The only issue, of course, with the first 2 games is unfortunately, an actress I hate in them, Megan Fox, reprised the role as Michaela. And she's an actress I cannot stand because I think she's an absolute douchebag in real life. And not to mention, in my opinion, she can't act. And these games are definitely no exception, because even though they're better than movies, she's my big bad quality with the first 2 games based on Michael Bay trilogy. But what I appreciate about the games is they focus on Transformers, making main characters, and that's exactly how it should be. And they're lots of fun, and I even as well replayed on PS3, and they hold up to this day, in my opinion, with great graphics and gameplay for their time, and definitely lots of fun. But when it comes to what, in my opinion, is the best Transformers games, it's definitely, for me, the games which are set on Cybertron. Well, the 2 of them, because unfortunately the 3rd game to feature the Cybertron characters was, in my opinion, trash, which I'll be getting to when it comes to the bad games. And the first one, of course, is 2010's War for Cybertron, which I think is a great game and is definitely really awesome. It took the franchise in a new direction, but in my opinion, they nailed it. And I, of course, appreciated there was no humans. It actually gave us the story we wanted of the Transformers on Cybertron in its last days in the war, which I definitely really loved about this game. It was definitely, in my opinion, really awesome. But when it comes to my all-time favourite Transformers game, it's none other than 2012's Fall of Cybertron. This, to me, is the greatest Transformers game of all time. Just everything I'd want as a Transformers fan was in this game. And I have lots of fun memories playing this game when I was a kid. Like playing the amazing story. I even played multiplayer a lot when I was a kid as well. I even replayed the story on PS3, and it's still awesome to this day. And I must also say, great graphics for its time, which hold up phenomenally as well, in my opinion. It's just incredible how well this game holds up. It's just amazing. Yeah, to me, this is the best Transformers game. But sadly, I would regard it as also the last great Transformers game too. Because after this game, I feel the Transformers franchise, when it comes to its games, has really gone downhill to total garbage. Because, first of all, 2 years after this game, we unfortunately got what to me is a massive letdown. I've already ranted about it in my video game that didn't need a sequel video, which I could for Cybertron on. And that is Rise of the Darkspark, which I absolutely despise as a game. Because it's just so dumb, in my opinion, because if he just 2 storylines set on Cybertron and Earth, but like, this Transformers franchise is not part of a Michael Bay franchise at all. It's not connected. Yet the game makes it out to be in the same continuity when it really isn't at all. And there's tons of plot holes everywhere, such as how Lockdown is somehow still alive, which makes no sense whatsoever. And also absences of beloved characters too, which I thought was really stupid. Yeah, the game absolutely sucked. I must also add trash graphics compared to stunning graphics in this game as well. Because, like I said before, this game, considering it's 12 years old, holds up phenomenally. Rise of Darkspark is 10 years old, and the gameplay is, and the graphics are horrendous. What's also appalling is, it's the first Transformers game to be released on 8th generation consoles, and the graphics are trash, and the gameplay sucks with a bad story. Like, that's really appalling, and not how you start Transformers on 8th generation consoles. No. Then, a year later, we did also get a game, Transformers Devastation, which is based on G1. And while I appreciate it being based on G1, because that's my favourite Transformers cartoon of all time, the game, in my opinion, though, just wasn't that good, in my opinion, to be completely honest, because the gameplay just wasn't as good as the gameplay in this game, as far as I'm concerned. And not to mention, you can't even play as the Decepticons in the story, it's just the Autobots. So that was, in my opinion, a bit of a letdown. Like, why make a game about Transformers when you can't play as the Decepticons as well as the Autobots? That's just ridiculous in my opinion. And then, after that, though, unfortunately, I feel the franchise has gone even more downhill because in 2020, we got a game which is actually based on the show called Transformers Cyberverse. Now, I've not seen the show, but I did get the game as a Christmas present. I tried to play it, guys, and within minutes of playing it, I instantly turned off and uninstalled it from my Xbox One. Because the game, in my opinion, is trash. And probably, in my opinion, the worst Transformers game I've played. Because rather than it be like a, like a third-person action game, like the previous games certainly were, it was like a battle strategy game. With like a bird's eye view, like a sea or something. And it was terrible, in my opinion. So, that is not how you do a Transformers game at all. And they're also doing games which are based on the show called Transformers Earthspark, which I have no interest in watching whatsoever. It's why I like to nickname woke formers, because the show goes completely woke and destroys everything I love about Transformers. There's no one going to waste my time watching my show or play my Earthspark game. No chance. There also, for some reason, added Transformers to Fortnite, which was also a big mistake, because I think that game is also trash as hell. And it's a game I flat out refuse to play, but from what I've seen, I think it's absolute garbage. Yeah, I absolutely hate Fortnite. I can't believe adding Transformers into it of all franchises. That's just a bad move in my opinion. But as far as I'm concerned, Transformers games to me were much better in the old than the new. And I'm talking about the era from 2007 to 2012. That, in my opinion, was where Transformers games were at their prime. That's as far as I'm concerned. Maybe one day I'll play the older games, see what I think of them. I can probably guarantee they're probably going to be better than today's Transformers games, that's for sure. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, guys, this is me doing next episode of Old is Better Than New, while saying why, in my opinion, all Transformers games are better than new. So, you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to put in the comments what you guys think of Transformers games. Do you think all is better than new? Leave anything in the comments below. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe for who's coming in the future. And till all are one.